What's up, guys? Let's do some more railroading. It's Monday. We're back in Run 8. We're picking up with our 12,000-ton Wasco coal train that we're taking over the Tehachapi Mountains. We're currently in, I think we're in Sanborn, right? Sanborn on the BNSF. We're just south of Mojave. Mojave is where the meat and potatoes of our climb starts. The north end of the yard up through Warren up to about Cameron, a little bit south of Cameron. I guess the Cameron crossover is where it starts to really ease up. But yeah. 12,000 tons. We should run that about 16 mile an hour, give or take a mile an hour, I would say. Beautiful morning in the desert, right? And I did not know, but all these hills, or at least most of them, have a name. Like this is Sanborn Hill right here. The big one in the background there is the Stazo. This one doesn't have a name. This one is Lookout Hill. Way off in the distance here is going to be Soledad Mountain. So pretty cool, right? Nice, beautiful view. Love desert railroading, right? All right, let's hop in our train and we'll get started. We'll get everything going. Let's get the windows open. There we go. Let's scooch up a little bit here. Let's get our headlight going, pressing H twice. Let's hit J once for our rear headlight on dim. That's good. I think we're set. Now all we got to do is get auto going. Make sure our time's unfrozen. That's good. All right, we need to call up auto. Let's get a light. So it's going to be tone 13. 1-3. DTMF. We got to get a light, right? Got to have that light before we can blast off. Sometime today. Right, there we go. Request signal. 10-4, good buddy. All right, we're ready to go. Got us a light already. Sweet. The reverser and forward. We've got 75 drawn down, full independence. So what we're going to do, go ahead and notch out, release it, and start easing out. Let's watch the ground here. Make sure we're moving. A little bit of a grade here. Sweet, there we go. All right, we're moving. Yeah, it's a little bit of a grade. What, 0.6, 0.8, 0.3, I don't know, something like that. It's not registering yet, but it's a little bit of a climb out of here. What does our units look like? Pretty close. The amps, I was looking at the amps on them both. They're looking good. All right, let's go ahead. There's a little bit of a delay, right? Like you notch up and the DPU notches up too, but there's a little bit of delay on your amp reading. There we go, 650, okay. Do a little bit more. All right, we got a 40 and 3 miles, so we'll have to be thinking about that. The 40 is that first curve back to the left, right? As we're coming into Mojave. Cool thing here, I got some historical stuff for you guys today. Straight ahead, like if you were not to take this curve, the original main line used to go straight ahead, like there was no curve there. And that is the original main line that took you through Edwards Air Force Base. You guys remember I was telling you about that. There was a realignment done years ago, I guess in the 40s or 50s, as Santa Fe realigned around Edwards Air Force Base because you couldn't have railroad track. Like literally the tracks went through the middle of the ramp. So they realigned it. And that's where the old right-of-way went. Another thing over here, this big mountain in the distance there is Soledad Mountain. Just off to the right of it, behind this little hill right here is, I think that's called Standard Hill. There's a little spot there called Reefer City. And what it was back in the day, a mining company came in from South Africa and they started mining Soledad Mountain. They found gold there. And so they're mining Soledad Mountain, and what they did was they contacted Southern Pacific and they got a whole bunch of their old wooden reefers and they moved them over there. Like the SP line is literally like right there where that building's at in the distance. So they moved them over there behind that hill and they set them up as housing for the miners. So the miners and their families lived in those old SP reefers over there, and it was called Reefer City. So the first time I saw that place on a map, I was like, there's got to be something to that name, right? Like there's got to be a story behind that, and that's what it is. It's Reefer City, so pretty cool. All right, let's notch out a little bit more here. Let's get out of here. What I like to do is get over the mountain, get over Tehachapi Pass, get over Tehachapi Mountain, crest it, start the downhill side, and we'll show the transition, right, from pulling over the mountain to going down. So ruling grade on the uphill side, probably about 2.3 to 2.4, right, on both sides. I think so. I said 2.7 HPT, we should see about 16, give or take. And it's just knowing what your train will do, what to expect at like this HPT and the length of it, right? Let's go ahead and go number 8. So we got to think of the 40, we got the 25 past that coming into Mojave. We'll have to think about that. So far, so good. She is a really good running train. For it being a little bowling ball of a coal train, it's actually a good running train. It does good. 4x3 setup, so 4 on the head end, 3 on the bottom. This train is absolutely based on a video of one that I saw. So it's pretty dang close. As close as we could get it. Got a few meets out there. We'll have a few to meet, at least 2. I tried to set it up exactly by the schedule that I got. 24 hours of train spotting on Tehachapi Pass for 7 days. So I picked the busiest day out of the 7, and then I did the schedule, based the symbols on the schedule, like at what time, and then I went to YouTube and I looked the symbols up on YouTube and I found an example train, and then I set the train up exactly like what I saw on YouTube, or as close to it as I could get. So it should be a pretty accurate recreation. It should be, yeah, it should be pretty nice. All right, we're coming up on 40. We'll start notching out a little bit. We got our DD here too.
BNSS detector milepost 813.0.
Our 40 should be up here, right? At this curve there to the left is where our 40 starts. We'll come out a little bit. We got the 25 as well. I'll be honest, I'd like to fudge that 25 a little bit. I want to take all the MPHs we can get into that grade, right? Like, it's a tough grade out of Mojave. .7 out of here, so a little bit of a climb. It's crazy climbing a 12,000, you know, climbing a 0.7% grade, 0.8. A 12,000 ton coal train at 40 mile an hour with 2.7 HPT, because as an East Coast guy on CSX, all the coal trains that we ran back in the day, early 2000s, 0.7 HPT, 2 AC 4400s, and they generally ran about 12 to 13,000 tons. So a grade like this, we would have been doing probably about maybe 13, 14 mile an hour or something like that on 0.8, give or take. All right, let's start backing off for our 25 up here. All right, here's our 40.
BNSS detector milepost 813.0. No defects. Repeat, no defects. Total axle 378. Train speed 38 mph. Ambient temperature 52 degrees. Out.
All right, there you go. All right, now that we've heard the DD, we need to go to the UP side. UP is going to be channel 1414. So we'll do that. I wonder how it works out with that DD back there, because if you have a really long train and you're still hanging out on the DD, but you're getting on the UP tracks, like, you need to hear the DD, but you got to be on a UP channel too. So if that's true to life back there with that DD, like, how does that work out exactly? I don't know, because you got to hear the DD. It's not like you can go to the UP channel if you haven't heard the DD yet back there, so. Back in the throttle a little bit. Yeah, we're going to fudge this just a tad. We'll take 2 or 3. 2 or 3 isn't going to hurt, right? It'll be fine. All right, got it clear. Welcome to Mojave. I love Mojave, guys. It's like one of my favorites. Railroading towns on the West Coast. I think absolutely. Mojave is just so cool. Especially going back to the Santa Fe and SP days. Like, it's got a nice little yard here. It's in the middle of the desert. It's at the base of the mountains. You know, steep grade. Like, it's just got everything. It's just such a cool railroad town on the West Coast. It's by far my favorite. All right, let's start opening her up. She may run a little fast on us through here. That'll be all right though. I'll take it. So if you look at it, like, we're on a 1.1% grade, right? It doesn't look like it. It looks relatively flat. And if you look at the terrain, it almost looks like it dips down and then climbs back up, right? But it's not. We're on a 1.1% up, and then all of a sudden it takes off at the north end of the yard at like 2.3. So there's actually no dip. It's like an optical illusion. It really just is. It'll flat out trick you, the lay of the land here, but nonetheless, really cool view. I love it. And, you know, you got multiple locals based out of here. You got a Trono. That's probably a Trono coal train there is going out the Lone Pine. You got the Blitz. I guess it's a Blitz that works up to Monolith. You got the Creole local that goes out to the cement plant over there. And then you got the Lone Pine local. So just a cool railroad town. It really is. All right, we're running good. It's a cool railroad town. Cool little yard, but I bet it sucked to work on because, like, it's on a 1.1% grade. You have to be careful about stuff rolling away on you. This could be a Blitz local right here, honestly, like with the cement cars and then the coal. That could be the Blitz, yeah. All right, we're running 30. We're a little bit fast, but I think we clear that switch back there by now. We should be. Like I said, I'll take it. I'll take it. We need all the speed we can get before we really tackle this grade up here. Fuel the alerter. Unfortunately, it's one of those deals where you just kind of sit back and let it do its thing. There's not a lot to do. All right, we got another clear. This is a switch to the Lone Pine branch. It actually, we need to go out there sometime. It goes a good ways. Like, that's a long branch. There's one local that goes out there, a coal train occasionally, and I think they do the unit. What are those unit trains that they ship out of there? I can't remember what that stuff is called. Maybe it'll come to me. All right, it's picked up to 1.6. It should really start picking up right up here. Yeah, I bet that's a challenging yard to work in, like with it being that steep in there. All right, there we go, 2.3%. So yeah, we're really starting to hit it now. I don't know what this road crossing is. I wish they, it's not in the tags. We're not running with tags now, but I love it when the road crossings are. Here's our Mojave sign. I don't know if it's still there, but it was there in real life. Pretty cool sign. We'll see the other side here in a minute. There you go. Welcome to Mojave. Yeah, that's really cool. I like that. There, let's look back the other way. So it runs pretty good through here, and then we've got, as we get on up towards Warren is where you really start getting into the curves. Like it curves back around this way a little bit to the right, and then I want to say maybe then it curves back to the left into Warren. And when you start getting into those sharp reverse curves up there, like the grade and then the resistance of the curves on top of that, really, like, it really slows you down. Warren's by far the worst spot. If you can get through Warren, if you get up to Cameron, up towards Cameron, then you're golden, like you'll be good. But right now we're running 18. Let's go ahead and get some sand going, and we're running 1100 amps. What's the bottom doing? 1100 as well too. Yeah, I'll say 16 give or take a mile an hour is what we're going to do. Really, like if we start getting towards 15, we're going to be in trouble. Like 15 isn't going to be good for us. I would hope 16 on the bottom, right? The bottom end of it. Because once our amps, you know, once I start seeing like 1300 amps going towards 14 is when I start sweating it, right? Like yeah. I'd rather it be less than 13. I don't think we shouldn't see 13, knock on wood. Hopefully. It's such a mind fake though. It looks so flat out here, right? Like you got some rolling hills and stuff. But it's hard to believe you're on a 2.3% grade. Like it just really, it's just a very, like, it's just a trick. It's a trick to your eye. And at some point we'll cross the mountains. I think between this one right here and the one in the background, so up through here maybe. All right, so far so good. You're getting almost flirting with 1200, right? 1200 amps. Got her sand going. She's slipping. It looks like she's trying to slip just a little bit, but you guys know in the previous videos we've had some issues with this train. We had some problems with our DPU dropping out on us, so we got that resolved. We got another DPU lead, so we should be good on that. Get our alerter there. Yeah, at this point we're just babysitting, right? There's not much to look at. Yeah, we'll go Lone Pine sometime. We'll check that out. I think Lone Pine would be cool to see. We don't have to go the whole way. We could go to Searles, or we could do, like, it's split up, right? Like, UP and SP ran to what, Searles or whatever that place is called, and then the other railroad, whatever it is, ran from Trona to there. So, a little short line. Whatever that junction, what is that junction called out there? Let's pull it up on the map. What is that place called? Searles, yeah, okay, it is Searles. What does it say on the topo map? I'm looking at a topo map. Searles, okay, so that's the junction then. All right. So you could technically break it up into 2 sections. You wouldn't have to run it all once. It's a long ways though. That's a good ways out there. I don't know what the mileage is, but that's a good ways. All right, let's carry on. This sign right here is so cool. Aqueduct City, and I don't know if it's still there or not now, but it was there for decades, like for a long, long time. And it says R1 parcels, easy terms. So from what I could dope out, this place, like they tried to start a little community there or a subdivision or something. If you look at it, like if you look at Google Earth or satellite maps, you'll see the place there. It's got the roads and it's all marked off. But there's not really anything out there. Like it never took off for whatever reason. I guess just no one wanted to move up here, right? It'd have been a cool spot to live if you're a rail fan. There you go, Aqueduct City. It's called Aqueduct City because the LA Aqueduct's just a little bit north of here, so we'll cross it in a bit. I'll point that out. But yeah, that was there forever. And it never did anything. And if you look on Google Earth, you can kind of see some spots. It looks like people like put campers in there or something at some point. And I want to say I watched a YouTube video a long time ago where someone went exploring in there, like some of the sites that were abandoned, but pretty cool. All right, we got our power line crossing here. It's going to be California 58. We're doing 17 mile an hour. Yeah, we're doing good. It's slacked up a little bit, 1.8. All right, kill the bell. Yeah, a little hair over 1100 amps, 17 mile an hour. And we're not to the hard part yet. We're absolutely not. We're not to the hard part yet. We'll get to the hard part in a bit. Got the old signals here. I wish it was all the original old signals. I just like old signals better. I don't like the newer stuff, especially like the Vaders, because they all look the same, right? Like they're all pretty much the same. The newer signals. You know, back in the day, railroads had a lot of character just in their signals. Like you could look at a signal and you could kind of dope out like maybe who it belonged to, but nowadays not so much. It's like I got some maintainers out here. Nice. All right, another DD. Yeah, she picked up a little bit for us.
7.0, track 2.
Look at our topo map again here. There we go. Yeah, so somewhere in here is where the LA Aqueduct runs. It's underground at this portion. It's a pipeline. That thing in itself is amazing, like how far it goes in the construction they did on that. But it runs through here. somewhere just prior to this curve, like right in here maybe is actually probably where it went through. There's two pipelines, one south and then one a little further north, so probably like right in here. So that's why that place back there is called Aqueduct City. And we come up here, we take this curve to the left. It's going to curve to the left, and then it's going to curve to the left some more, and then back to the right. That spot through there is going to be Warren. A place called Warren. Really cool location, though. It's just so slow going. Like, you got to have a little time to invest into it, right? There, it says 35, but it says we got 20. Yeah, I don't understand that, but okay. Either way, it's not a problem for us. You know, we start getting in these curves here is really going to start binding us up. Like, we're going to have the resistance of the curve plus the grade is going to add up. This is a place, this is a spot, like running in game where my pucker factor goes up just a little bit through here. Like, it's not scary or anything, but you like, things can happen up here, right? Things can go bad. And if they go bad, like, I don't think you can get started here. I really don't. I think you need a push. Yeah, I would think so. I don't know how you could get started again through here. Like, it would be a ton of work, man. I don't think it'd be doable with this train. But anyway, Warren, back in the day, Warren was a, I want to say there was a siding up here. And it was like Monolith. It was a center siding, so it was in between the two main lines. Like, Monolith has a little bit left of the center siding. It doesn't have the whole thing, but a little bit of it. But I think there was a center siding at Warren, and I want to say there was a water tank too, maybe. I don't. I've looked at old SP track charts from like long time ago, and I want to say there was a center siding in a water tank.
377.0, track 2, no defects, no defects. Total axle 378, train speed 16 mph, ambient temperature 54 degrees. UP.
A little bit cool. A little bit of a cool morning, right? Either way, no defects. We can carry on. Oh man, if you got popped by that DD there, holy cow. I would just be like, you know what? I'm done. Call me a taxi. Let's tie it down. I'm not even fooling with this thing anymore. Like, seriously. Oh, we got DPU error too. Please go away. Oof. Don't. Okay, there we go. Yeah, it makes me sweat it a little bit. Like, this is the worst part right here. 2.31, sharp curve to the left, and then a sharp curve back to the right, man. And we got our first meet too. There's our first meet. This is going to be the Q Stowe out, Stockton to Alliance. I think that's right. Outs Alliance, Texas. Basically Fort Worth. Set up exactly like a real video of a train I saw, like as close as I could get it. Either way, pretty cool. Looking good. Looks like he's got some NS power, right? Yeah, he does. He got a couple of NS units up there. What are we doing here? Almost 1200 amps, 16.7. He's going downhill, but he has to ease downhill, right? He can't go flying downhill. He's got to ease down too. Nice. That's really cool. Let's check it out in the curve here. Oops, other way. Man, that's such a cool view. I wish the sun was better for us, right? We're on the shaded side. Evening would probably be better for us. I'm not a photographer. I wish I did better. Looks like he's nothing but domestic stacks. Looks like a few auto racks on the bottom too. Oh, a few truck trailers too here. And some automotive stuff. Nice. That's cool. Got another clear here. Should start seeing our DPU in a little bit coming around. There, down to 15.7, 15.6, almost 1300 amps. All right, train by Ward looks good. Marker's working. Every time I see that DPU, like that comm issue pop up, it makes me tense up a little bit because, like I said, we had our earlier on a few videos back, our comms on our DPU dropped out, and we had a failure. We had some kind of failure on the unit that we were using as DPU lead. So basically, I set up another unit for it. We'll see how it does. Wow, 15.2. Yeah, a little slower than what I thought she would do, honestly. 1300 amps, 15.1. What's the grade? 2.33. At some point, it'll start easing up, and it eases up to the crossover, Cameron crossover, and then I think it picks up again a little bit to the big curve to the right with the road crossing in it. That's was that Cameron Road or something like that. But like if you can make it to the crossover, you're good. Like for you guys that don't know it or haven't run it or not that familiar with it, if you make it to the crossover, you're pretty good. All right, let's look at our map again. Our topo map. Yeah, not much of anything noteworthy out here, right? Yeah. I did not know, though. I learned something just looking at this map earlier. Actual Tehachapi Pass, like the proper location, is actually up at Cameron. I always thought Tehachapi Pass was like closer to Tehachapi. Like on the other, just on the other side, but the pass is actually up here, which is pretty cool. I never knew that. The pass is literally going to be right up here, even though it's not the crest, right? It's not the top. All right, a few more. I think this is our last sharp curve, and then they kind of ease up a little bit after this. 1263, 15.4. Yeah, if we start seeing 1300 amps, like, I'm going to be worried, but we're fine so far. Unless we have a failure, we're good. And even then, right? Like, if you have a failure, things happen. It's not the end of the world, right? Like, you'll work it out. It'll just be a tough day on the railroad. You know, like you may have to double, you may have to wait for more power, you may have to get a push. Like, it's doable. It's not the end of the world. It just makes it a lot harder, right? Yeah, we got this curve back to the left. A little bit of a curve back to the right, but not bad. Yeah, it should start easing up on us up here. Yeah, anytime now it should start easing up, and then we'll be doing good. Let me see, we're still on 2.33, but our speed's picked up a little bit from 15.1-ish to 15.6 because we're out of one of those curves, so we're probably only dragging through that one curve back there, maybe. Would it be cool if we had satellite textures for the train, right? Like, that would be awesome, but something like that you would have to buy, and man, I could imagine like satellite imagery over a large area would probably maybe would add up. I don't really know. It ain't like something you go in price, right? It's like, how much did satellite images cost? But I'd imagine that would probably add up. You know, Microsoft, like for FS 2020, they have that stuff readily available because they have their own like library of images or whatever. So if you're a third party, you have to source that stuff. I mean, I guess there could be like a generic satellite imagery, but I don't know. It'd be cool. It would be cool if it was doable. All right, you see we're running good now, 1.45. So yeah, it eases up to the Cameron crossover.
Ambient temperature 54 degrees. UP sector out.
All right, that's that other train. Yeah, it eases up to the Cameron crossover, and then at the Cameron crossover, it picks up again. Like, it picks up again. It's kind of like a stair step. Like, it flattens out a little bit, and then it climbs, and then it flattens out, and then well, we should run pretty good to Monolith, and there's a little bit of a climb at Monolith, but nothing like what we've had. So we should, yeah, we should be good. We're still not to the, we're not to the pass proper yet. The actual pass is going to be the crossover. I said, I totally didn't know that. I always thought Tehachapi Pass was like at the top. You don't think of a pass like being halfway down the grade, right? Like, you think of it being the top. All right, 18.5. We're good. I'm starting to get a little relief. Yeah, we'll go to the other side of Tehachapi and then we'll call it. I think what I'd like to do is show you guys the transition from pulling to downhill over the grade, and then if we can kind of get the train settled with what we want it to do, and then we'll just call it and pick up another day. But I pretty much know, I know we're going to need roughly 10 pounds and probably B4, give or take a notch, and we should be good. We should totally be good on that. And it's knowing your train and your territory, right? It's knowing what your train is going to do, knowing what your terrain is like. That's why I always tell everyone, if you're new to the sim and new to your territory, like, it can be kind of overwhelming. So what you do is you just break it down in little small segments, right? And you think ahead. Okay, it's flattened out. Like, it's picked up a little bit into Cameron, and it's going to flatten out again, and then it's going to run into Monolith. It may drop down just a little bit into Monolith, just a hair, and then back up. And then the grade eases up to Summit. So you just kind of break it down, you know? You don't have to be exact. You just kind of know the basics of what to expect. So if you take it section by section and you go through it in your brain, you'll have a better time learning it, I think. And I remember some of the old heads that I worked with, like, that's how they trained some of their engineer trainees, like they wouldn't let them run with a profile, like just sitting looking at a profile the whole time. Like you could go over the profile a little bit and then think about it, you know, because I mean, just looking at the profile is going to me, it's going to take a lot longer to learn it than breaking it up in sections and being like, okay, I'm going to put it away. Now we're going to deal with this for the next 10 miles or whatever, you know. We're good though. We're on another one of those stair steps. You'll see it start to ease up in a bit. I think we go around this curve to the right, and then there's going to be another one back to the left, and then a straightaway. Go ahead and hit our alerter. What do we got up here? What is this light? Got it clear. Nice. That's going to be okay. That's the distance to the crossover. Now you see we're on a little bit of a climb, right? 2.10, but if you look up here, just past the crossover, it flattens out. It doesn't, like, it looks like it goes down, right? But it's flattening out a little bit. It's not quite as steep. It may actually be perfectly flat up here. Either way, we're almost there. Like, we're getting there, right? I think that the green changed, right? The green doesn't look nearly as much like a lime green. Like, maybe it's just me, but it looks like that green is different. It doesn't look like a 7-Up green, right? Like, it's not as that lime, that kind of, I don't know. It's just always a really super saturated green, and this is more like subdued. It's like a desaturated green, which to me is like truer to life. I don't know when that changed. I don't know. At one point, it wasn't always like that. All right, this is our last little good climb here. 2.4. 2.4 for a little bit here. Right here's the top, just a few car lengths away. Sorry, it's 1200. You gotta think about traction motor temps too. Like if they start getting hot and then your power derates, then you're in trouble. All right, there we go. Grade's flattening out now. .9, still considerable grade, right? Like the max grade on the lines I work was 1%, so, and those were tough, but like, it says a lot when you say 0.9% is an easy grade. Yeah, it looks like it flattens out a little bit and then picks up through the crossover there. Got to clear down the crossover. So down in here, per the topo map that I'm looking at, is Tehachapi Pass, like the actual pass proper, right in here. Oh yeah, she's running good now. We're good, guys. Like, we've almost got it licked. Once we get through that big curve in the Cameron Road crossing, I think we're going to be set. Like, oh yeah, it's flat right here. Yeah, it sure is. It's flat. 900 amps, 22 mile an hour. Yeah, we're doing good. I think it may pick up another little climb right up here. Maybe. I can't remember exactly. This may be the other stair step. I mean, either way, it's still climbing the whole way, but... Almost 30 mile an hour. We're doing good. 50 mile an hour track speed. She'll run really fast going into monolith. Like, we may fudge a few mile an hour going into monolith, but it's fine. It's just gonna be a few. The maintainers out here working nice. All right, there you go. Old Cameron crossover, or the Cameron crossover. Not old. It is what it is. I was thinking of the old signals in my mind for some reason. All right, yeah, we got it. We made it, guys. The Cameron crossing, or the Cameron Road crossing's right up here. That switch rough. They need to tamp that thing, right? Wouldn't that be cool if you could tamp in game and it affected the ride? I would totally run a tamper in game. I absolutely would. I would do a surfacing gang. How many people would do that if you could do it? If you could surface and stabilize, would you do it? Like, would you want to do it in game? All right, let's start blowing, because this, I think this whistle post is a little bit off. It's a little bit close. Nice. All right, next point, monolith. The big cement plant. The grade's picking up a little bit through here, so it's the other stair step, 1.7. Yeah, this is the other step I was thinking about. It's not too bad though. Pretty short. $70-mile-an-hour track speed won't be for us, so. Have you guys watched the retired signal maintainer that does YouTube videos? He was on. He was a maintainer. He hired out with the SP, and then later on he went to UP when they did the merger, right? But he was a maintainer up here for years and years, and he was retired now. I think he's been retired a couple of years, but he does videos up here. He talks about like the history and that sort of thing. I can't think of that guy's name to save my life. What was his name? Maybe it'll come to me later. If you know, let me know in the comments below. Leave a comment down there. There, under this bridge up here is where she's going to start picking up. I want to say it dips down into Monolith just a little bit. Yeah, it looks like it either flattens out or it dips down just a hair. She run like, because of this straightaway here, she likes to run really good into Monolith, and then it'll climb back up. We're going to go with it. We're going to go with it, baby. We're going to go with it. Let her do her thing. If she runs a little fast on us, it'll only be a few miles an hour. It won't be a lot. Yeah, I can't tell if it flattens out or if it's going down here. It may be a little bit down. It may crest right here. It's like it's starting to get hazy up here in the mountains, right? There you go. It does go down. Yeah. It goes downhill a little bit. Not much, but just a hair. We got 55 mile an hour track, 55 mile an hour coal train, so we'll just go with it. Like, she's not going to get crazy fast on us, but you know, I'll take a few of those MPHs. Like, if I can, it's a game. It isn't going, like, it's not the end of the world. I'll take those MPHs. I want to say this is a dry lake over here, right? Yeah, it is. Okay, yeah, that's a dry lake over here, Proctor Lake. Like, probably one of those deals where it rarely has water in it. They have water in it now with all the rain that they've had. Yeah, you see she's picking up good now, right? Oh, I don't want to come out of the throttle. Like, we're going to have to climb out by Monolith down there. You can see, right? You can kind of see where it climbs back up. You ready for this crossing up here? Point 1.8 down, nice. It's going to pick right back up. Our speed 54. Yeah, we'll take a few. We're going to take a few. It'll be all right. $57, not bad. I'll go with that. Look at him go around in front. That's one of our guys too. What? We just nailed that guy. We sure did. We just nailed that guy. We sure did. Did you see that box van went right in front of us there? Yeah, 57 is not bad. Got a little bit of a stair step here, 1.3, and then it flattens back out again. Hopefully we won't get another one. It's the old center siding. What's left at Monolith used to be a center siding there. Alright, got another clear. Alright, next point's gonna be Summit, right? And Summit siding. I think that's gonna be our high-wide detector up here. Now we gotta start thinking about our 23 up here at Tehachapi. That's what I've been talking about, like how it'll kind of get you. It'll sneak up on you. Yeah, 3 miles. Because you drag so long out of Mojave, right? Through Warren and up to Cameron, you drag like crazy, and now you're finally running really good. And if you're not careful, you get so caught up into that good running that you'll forget about your 23 up here, and you're like, shoot. Gotta slow down. All right, here we go. Summit siding. The old cantilever sitting over there. That's cool. Summit's where they did a lot of helper stuff. They would cut out swing helpers up here. There's a video on YouTube someone shot back in the 90s, like the early to mid 90s, of them cutting a swing helper out up here at Summit. Pretty cool to see. All right, let's start notching out the throttle. Yeah, top of the grade. They don't call it Summit for nothing. Like, this is the top of it. This is when we transition to dynamics, so we've been pulling all this time.
363.8, track 2, no defects.
All right, no defects.
Total axles 378, train speed 43 mph, ambient temperature 49 degrees, UP detector out.
All right, let's set up dynamics. Actually, I think I got out of the throttle a little bit early. I think we could have stayed into it just a little bit longer, but 4148 switches a line for another train, so we flashing yellow. Okay, I don't know what that is on UP. I guess that's like an advanced approach. Gather that slack up with B2. We're not going to put the fence up. We're not bothering with that. There's no need. All right, you going to stop or is this one going to go to? Yeah, he's going to stop. Yeah, we came out with probably a little bit early, I feel like. It's all right. All right, our 23 is going to be right up here around the signal, right? Somewhere up here. So basically what we'll do, we're in dynamics. We'll stay in dynamics until we get really deep in dynamics, and then we'll set up the air. We got this advanced approach, so we're going to be stopping. Yeah, that kind of throws a wrench in my in how I want to do this. Yeah, it really just does. Like, I was wanting to get in the dynamics and then grab a minimum and then keep grabbing 2 pounds. Or 25. There's our, all right, there's our 23 up there. Yeah, so we're looking at maybe stopping. It's already 0.74% down right here. All right, there's our 23. Yeah, we don't want to get too slow. So I guess we're stopping at cable crossovers where he's going to stop us. Yeah, that really kind of messes me up as far as like how I plan this stuff in my head. So I think at this point we're just going to do a minimum. Yeah, we'll start out with a minimum, and then I don't want to get the full 10 pounds. Like, I don't want to have full 10 pounds by there. Yeah, I don't know. We'll just we'll see what happens. Got an approach up here. Yeah, I don't want to get too much air because like we're going to stop up here and hold for someone evidently, and then I don't want to get so much air that we have to drag the train. I mean, we could. If we have to, we can drag it. We can pull on it, but I definitely, like, I don't want to let go of the brakes at this point. Yeah, we don't want to do that. We want to hang on. Like, what we get is what we got. Because if we get too much too early, the only way around that would be like to stop, tie down a whole bunch of handbrakes, and then release the air and let it build back up and then start over. But I don't want to do that. We get up here and stop. We'll call it a day, guys. That'll be it. Yeah, the grade isn't that steep up. I mean, it is. It's 1.2. Maybe it's about 2% up there, so yeah, I don't want to get 10. Like, I'm not even ready to get my minimum yet, so and then we got to stop too on top of that. So we got to get enough to like balance us and then stop on top of that. But we'll get the bare minimum air. And then we'll use our dynamics. And the thing is, I'm not sure where that stop signal is up here. All right, we do have an approach. So we're going to be stopping at cable crossover. 22.9, 23, we're good on that. All right, 0.9 away. This is a little shorter block than what I thought it would be. Let's go ahead and get our minimum. That's our grade, 1.93, almost 2% down. Yeah, it's not going to be 2.3. Yeah, I don't want to get 10 unless we have to. Now, I don't want her to squat either. Like, yeah. They're 0.6 away, so about a half a mile. Yeah, off the top of my head, I can't think of where that signal's at. I can't think of what it looks like. We'll just see. We'll keep easing up there. Yeah, this is like, to me, this makes me kind of tense. Like we're on a decent downgrade. This would be like a pretty easy situation to get by red board, I would think. Like if you're not careful, even at slow speed, like it could happen. All right, 0.4. Curve to the right. I think it's around this curve up here, right? I think so. I think it's up here around to the right. I just don't know how far in the curve. 0.3. This all goes back to like not knowing the territory. Like I can't think of where that signal's at up here. All right, we gotta be careful. We don't want to squat. But I want to see if I can dope out that signal before we get up on it too. I can't see it. There it is. All right, there we go. Yeah, it looks like we do have a stop, right? Yeah, we did good. It's a good thing the vegetation isn't bad right there. Luckily, we got those extended range dynamic brakes too. Like we can brake over below. I don't like this at all. Like I can't judge. There we go. All right, let's keep easing up there. All right, let's grab a little more air. We'll get another 2. Yeah, this is exactly the spot where it would not do what you want it to do, and then you would get by that. Like it's slowing down, so we're good. Yeah, I don't like it. Let's get 2 more. Let's go 10. We'll drag her out of here if we have to. Like we can't let go of this. Like it's 2.17. All right, you going to stop or what? Like she's creeping on us just a little bit, right? That a little independent here. We'll hold it with the independent. All right, there we go. All right, we're good. Let's go full independent. Let's come out of the dynamics. All right, there you go, guys. I guess we'll go ahead and call it here. We've got to meet. I don't know where this guy is at. We're going to meet someone here at Cable Crossover. So anyway, that's going to do it for this one. I hope y'all enjoyed. If you did, as usual, please be sure to hit that like, subscribe, ring that bell, leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. Love all of you, and we'll catch you on the rails next time. Peace. Powerful. I don't think. Oh, what was that? Oh, it was horrible. Slam on the brakes. If you're not sitting down, you are now. What? No, big cat, no. Stop.